What is up, guys? Welcome to my interview series Back to the Covers. In these interviews with members of our drum community, we look back at their first YouTube cover and celebrate how far they have come since starting and what got them started as a YouTuber. We check out how they've improved their drumming and their setup. Join me as we revisit our YouTube drummers past and look to their futures. What is up, guys? Welcome to part 16 of Back to the Covers. So without further delay, my guest at this time is the epic, the awesome Steventon. Woo woo!
You alright?
There he is. How are you doing, fella?
I'm not so bad, Ash, dude. Yourself?
I'm very good. Thank you for coming on the show, bro. I appreciate it. We were just talking about your epic brick background there. That's just legendary, man. Look at that. It's just ideal.
Nice and grungy.
Dude,
yeah.
I love it. You're so cool. Cool. So, today is your Back to the Covers. So, welcome. It's all about you today. But before we start your Back to the Covers journey and we hop in the DeLorean, we, of course, have got to talk about Back to the Future.
Yes.
So, you are a fellow Brit just like me. So, of course, we watch it every Christmas because it's always on BBC. Now, apart from that, what's your love of Back to the Future? Do you love it as much as me?
I've seen. I mean, yeah, they're all really good. I can't remember when I would have been quite young when I first seen it, but I've watched them all again recently. I found them on like Now TV, so they're all fresh up there. Like,
which is your favourite?
I would say it's a toss up between the first two for me personally.
Yeah.
I'd say the first one might just edge it slightly, but yeah.
I think I'm there with you, and that's usually the reply. Still, yet anybody is to say number 3 is their favourite. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Now, I have recently ran out of Back to the Future merchandise to show on every episode. However, my wife got me something. So I have some Back to the Future merch. This is a coaster.
Nice.
How cool is that? It's so cool. So, the DeLorean out of time. It's a flux capacitor. There's Marty's sunglasses. There's a stopwatch. Do they use a stopwatch at any point? Oh yeah, on Einstein when they do the first test. When he goes 1 minute into the future, right? That's some trivia. Yeah, it's 1 minute. I'm sure it is. Anyway, I'll look it up. Anyway, that is awesome. Thank you to my wife. Mwah. Beautiful. So, that's enough about talking shit right now. So, how about we start your Back to the Covers journey? We're going to look at the past, present, and the future of your channel. So, you ready to hop in the DeLorean, mate?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Hold on. And here we are, back in your past. So, well, when are we? What year are we in?
We're in June 2021.
Fantastic. Wasn't that a simpler time back then? Indeed. So, what song is your first cover?
It was Little Sister by Queens of the Stone Age.
So good. Fantastic. And is this one of the Dave Grohl drum tracks? Do you know?
I don't think Dave Grohl played drums on this one, no.
Okay. Good choice. So, why did you choose this song?
I think with this track in particular, it was just, I mean, Queens of the Stone Age have been a band I've loved like since I was a kid.
Yeah.
This track in particular, I'd sort of like played to death, played it in like bands and stuff like that. It was just a case of picking something I knew I could, just hit record and do like.
Good. So a nice song you're comfortable with because you played it so many times. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So, at this point, how long had you been a drummer for?
Good question. I've been playing drums since I was like 9 years old.
Oh, wow. And how old are you now, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25 now.
So, you were 23 when you did this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So you've always been a drummer pretty much. And
yeah.
And what got you into the drums? Why did you start?
I think a big part of it was like the music I sort of grew up with, and there was also like a like my primary school, we did this thing. We had like a guy who would come in, right, and he used to bring like drums and stuff with him. Not like drum kit, but more like traditional drums, like sort of like a rhythm, like a drum circle.
Yeah.
So I sort of like fell in love with that, and like the sort of like the music that I grew up with. I just thought like I'd love to play a kit someday, and then it sort of just went from there.
Yeah, fantastic. And what made you start a YouTube channel?
With the YouTube, it was I guess it was something I'd sort of always wanted to do. I'd always like watch other drummers and stuff on YouTube, drum covers, and it was I think it was when we went into like the COVID lockdown. I was like, sort of needed a new hobby, and I was messing around with like, editing apps and stuff on my phone, and I thought, now might be the time to do it.
Yeah. Bang on. And what kit are you playing in this?
That kit there, right? So story about that one. That's my first ever drum kit.
Okay.
And I still have it, still play it to this day.
Fantastic.
It's a Premier kit. I'm not sure on the year, but I think it's like it's definitely vintage. It's like it might be 60s, 70s. So it's
wow.
super old kit like.
And do you remember what year you got it? So if you started playing drums at 9, would you have got it then, or how long after? I
think it would have been not long before my 9th birthday, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Fantastic! It's an awesome colour. I love it.
Cheers.
And let's talk about how you recorded the covers. So what did you use to film the video?
So I'm using two cameras, right? The one that's sort of like the front-ish view. That's a Zoom Q2N.
Yeah. Which
is also where the drum sound is coming from.
Okay.
Yeah. I just sort of like record the room sound.
Yeah.
And then the other one off to the side is it's an SJ cam, it's called. Okay. Basically like a budget sort of GoPro action cam type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So was this your first experience of doing any type of video editing?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
And what software did you use for that?
For this one, it was just apps on my phone. Yeah. I think I use one called KineMaster.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think it's I think it might be a similar sort of thing to iMovie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really basic. You just have like your timeline, sync everything up. Easy enough to use and get started with. So,
like you said, the audio, as most, particularly acoustic players, was just from the camera. Hence, hence the sound. and this is usually the difference in people's future covers, which we'll come to in a second. Awesome. So the place you're playing on here, is it where you now perform your covers, or is it in a different place?
No, it's the same place where I do all my covers. Yeah.
Now, is that just at your house, or do you have a drum studio somewhere?
It is. It's at my house. It's also where I do all my teaching from.
Awesome.
And I do the occasional band practice in there as well.
Fantastic.
So it has its uses, that's for sure.
Excellent. So how long have you been teaching drums?
Since like not long after leaving college, maybe like a year or two after that, something like that.
Yeah. So was that about 5 years?
That does sound about right. Yeah.
Awesome. And you mentioned a band. So what is the name of your band, and what type of music do you play?
Right. So the band is Seize the Void.
Seize the Void. Very cool.
And I suppose if you wanted me to sort of sum up the sort of music, it's a little bit metal, a little bit grunge. I'd say we're sort of that blurry area in between.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So not unlike Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good. Awesome. So when you did publish your first video, how did that feel and what reception did you get?
It was a bit. I will admit I was a bit nervous doing it. Didn't quite know what to expect. Whether there would be, you know, a positive reaction, negative, or any reaction at all from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed people seemed to enjoy it, so I thought I might as well do more of it.
So was it the usual? You just hit up probably your bandmates first, right? And then your mates, and then your family, and then it kind of just spiraled from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool. Very cool. What's that stuff on that table there? I love that hand holding the sticks. Is that an old VHS?
It is, yeah. It's like it's a VHS, but it's like made into like a light.
Very cool.
And it's of the the first Spider-Man film.
Ooh, classic. It's a classic. Actually,
it is.
That pretty much started the superhero revolution of movies, did it not? I think it did.
I think so. So.
There were superheroes before, but not like Spider-Man.
God
bless Sammy Raimi, man. Nailed it. Awesome. So your first cover did do very well, and in fact, do you know how many views you got to date? Any idea?
Couldn't tell you.
247. That's a very solid number. Very solid number for a first
cover.
Now, I remember when I first started publishing, I was happy when it got to 10. Oh my god, 10 people have watched this. Do you remember what immediate result it got? Or was it a slow burner? Like everyone's first one?
I think it was a bit more of a slow one. Yeah.
Very cool. Oh my god. Back in those simpler days. It's not about the figures then. If you could, in fact, go back in a DeLorean and speak to yourself, what advice would you have given yourself back then, knowing now what you know about doing a YouTube channel?
Good question. I'd probably say something along the lines of just sort of enjoy what you're doing. Don't worry so much about the quality and stuff like that. Everyone needs to start somewhere, and as long as you're enjoying sort of what you're doing, there's going to be people out there who will it'll sort of resonate with them. They will connect with it.
Fantastic. Indeed. And actually, kudos on your first cover, having 2 angles. That's rare enough. For most people, it's just a phone, boom, record. Boosh. So, fair shout for doing 2 angles from the get-go.
Thanks.
So very good. And it's a quality cover. The playing's obviously awesome, because you're an epic drummer. But yeah, so let's hop back in that DeLorean now. That's everything in the past. And see how you've progressed your channel and the improvements you made. So here we go. And here we are back in present day, sir. So this is where we talk about everything that you've achieved. Now, first of all, straight away, logo comes up. You are a DrumTuber, sir. And I believe you're one of the founding members as well. So I appreciate you joining our little... I was going to say crew. Am I cool enough to say crew? I don't think I am. Community. Let's say community. I can't get away with the word crew. But anyway, thank you for joining that, sir. So, already a big difference. No doubt a better camera. It's a better angle looking at you. And I'm hearing better sound. So let's start there. Actually, let's talk about the kit. It's clearly a different kit. So tell me about this drum kit.
So this drum kit, it's a Pearl Export series kit. I actually got it during lockdown.
Okay.
Funnily enough, it was my next door neighbour who actually gave it to me, because he's into his music, his drums. He plays guitar and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And he'd had this kit just sort of sitting in his shed, and he was looking to get rid of it, sort of thing. And he says, if you want it to use for your teaching and stuff like that,
yeah,
it's yours basically.
Amazing. Now the good thing there is he can't complain about the noise because he gave you the kit.
Exactly. He's even, to be fair to him, he's even been around in the past. Like back when my drums were like in the house, like in the garage. He's been around with his guitar, and we've had a jam. It's been cool.
Fantastic. Now, what a great neighbour. What a great neighbour. I love it. So, obviously, now you've mic'd up the kit, right? Instead of just relying on the sound of the camera.
Yes.
So tell me about that. How many mics you got?
I've got the kick, the snare, both toms, and a pair of overheads.
Fantastic. And what microphones are they?
They're I think they're just a generic set. To be honest, they're like a Stag brand. I've had them for a while.
And what interface do they plug into?
Scarlett 18i20.
Fantastic. And that plugs into your laptop that we can just about see.
Yeah.
And what software do you use to record it?
Ableton.
Ableton. Cool. Not heard of it myself, but is that just like Logic on a PC?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's the only sort of software I'm familiar with when it comes to recording. So it's the one I went for.
And how was that learning curve when you first mic'd up your kit? Did you have to learn how to do that and work it out?
I've mic'd up a kit before. I've done stuff at like college and that, but the biggest learning curve was coming to like using the software and like the mixing. That was probably the biggest learning curve. I found it's really trial and error.
Yeah. And is that just the advice for anyone? You just got to keep on tweaking the levels of the volumes of the mic and the mix and just get
That's it, yeah. I think that's the best way to learn is just by doing it, playing. Yeah.
Well, see, this is where us e-kit players are fortunate. USB, bloop, here we go, magic, happy days. But, of course, acoustics is where it's at, so that's awesome. So, let's talk about your change in video. So, what camera is recording this?
It is a GoPro Hero 8 I'm using.
Fantastic. I've got a 7 and I've got an 11. Haven't had an 8, but 8's a good generation as well. Now, these mics and the GoPro, did you get it specifically because of your YouTube channel? Is that why you got this stuff?
Well, the mics I'd already had for a while, and like I intended on using them for like recording eventually.
Yeah.
But the GoPros were more for like the YouTube and the social media content.
Yeah, fantastic, excellent job. And again, the look of your studio is just awesome, man. You've got that grunge vibe, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And is that in the same room as your original cover?
Same one, yeah.
Fantastic, excellent. So let's talk about everything that you've achieved. So, do you know how many subs you've got to date?
I know it's like 160 something. I can't remember.
163, sir. Very solid. Do you remember when you hit 100? Because that's the first milestone.
I can't remember when it was. No, I'm not sure if it would have been late last year, early this year.
Okay, so within a year of starting your channel, roughly.
Possibly.
Maybe sooner. Yeah. So that's cool. That's a real achievement, man. And what you'll see here is start flying. Like it seems to take forever to get going, but you'll just go woof. And hopefully this will help you with that as well today. So do you know how many videos you have done on your channel, sir?
No.
87.
That's a few.
That's good in 2 years, man. Very good. And without me looking, are they all drum covers, or do you do any other type of content?
No, some of them would be like videos of like the band and stuff like that. And I've done a few like random shorts as well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And your band's still going strong? You got plenty of gigs? How often do you perform?
To be fair, we've started to pick up more gigs now than we had before, because we'd like released our single earlier on in the year.
Fantastic.
Ocean.
Excellent.
and I think that has kind of given us a boost and helped us with like getting gigs and stuff.
Very cool. Congratulations. Wow, you've got a single out. I've never spoken to I was going to say published musician. Is that the right terminology? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
A published musician. Wow. Is that what you put down when you fill in like an application form? Musician. Would you class yourself that, or is a drummer or a drum teacher? What do you identify more as?
I'd say I'm a drummer who does a bit of teaching.
Drummer and a bit of teaching.
Yeah.
And lastly, a DrumTuber as well. Start putting
DrumTuber. Yeah, of course.
Epic, awesome. So, what do you enjoy about having a YouTube channel and being a drum YouTuber?
Honestly, I think stuff like this, like the whole community aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, like when I posted that first cover, didn't know how any of it would pan out. You know, didn't know that I was going to be, 80 odd videos down the line still doing it. So, yeah, I think the community, DrumTubers, all good people. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, now obviously I don't know of any other musical instrument community, but that's what sucked me in. As soon as, other drummers start spotting you, they spread the word and they get you hooked up into community. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Now, I think that's the type of people that drummers are, though. You know what I mean? It does take a unique type of person to be a drummer. So kudos to all those lovely drummers who's ever watched a video or shared it. You guys are awesome. So obviously you remastered the track, especially for me today. How did you find doing the remaster?
To be fair, I really enjoyed it. It was like a nice little trip down memory lane, so to speak.
Very cool. Did you play it the same, or did you do anything different? Do you remember?
I did a couple of things different. Nothing too drastic though. I kept it relatively as the track.
Yeah.
It's solid. So I'm playing. I'm actually using a jam block this time instead of a cowbell.
Okay.
So I'm a bit nearer to the track.
Yeah, good. That's a good.
But yeah.
Good. And I just spotted that Back to the Future thing at the end there. That's awesome.
I thought you might like that.
I like that. I liked it, dude. I liked it. Very cool. Okay, so that is everything at present day. So let's hop back into the DeLorean and go back to the future. Here we go. And here we are in the future. So this is where we're going to talk about any plans you got for your channel, or just any plans for yourself, sir. So channel wise, what have you got coming up, and what's happening?
Channel wise, I think I'm just going to sort of stick to what I'm doing for the time being. More covers. I've got a few things in mind, and expect more band content as well in the future.
Very cool, very cool. And of course, remind me of your band name again.
Seize the Void.
Fantastic. And what I'll do, I will put a link in the video description to your Spotify single.
Legend.
So make sure you guys go and check that one out. Okay, so for anybody starting to be a drummer, what advice would you give them?
Anyone starting to be a drummer, I'd say definitely practice, right? But I'd say just sort of enjoy what you're doing, enjoy the process of learning, open yourself up to as many different genres and stuff as well as possible. You don't want to put yourself in a box or anything. Just enjoy drumming and have fun doing it.
Fantastic. And what about anybody that's looking to start a YouTube channel? What advice would you give them?
I'd say, just the best thing to do if you're thinking about starting a channel is just start a channel, and you never know really what might come of it. Yeah.
It's getting over that initial hump of, oh my god, I'm putting content out there. anything could happen. But nowadays, get your phone out, hit record it, upload it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's it.
Very cool. I like it. Okay, Jared Steventon. So that was your Back to the Covers journey. How did you find it, sir?
Really good. Lot of fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, nice trip down memory lane.
Fantastic. Well, it's been awesome to finally talk to you. So thank you very much indeed for coming on, and thank you for your interaction in, of course, our DrumTubers community. You are epic, sir. So I'm going to end this episode in the same way I end every episode. In the wise words of Dr. Emmett Brown, your future hasn't been written yet. No one has. Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. Jared Steventon, you are epic, sir. We'll see you later.
See you later, dude.